Only two countries, only two countries can lead AI revolution. One is America, one is China. I'm sorry, with all the other, I'm being politically incorrect. I'm being politically incorrect. But we can argue that only these two countries can lead AI revolution in the next decade.
You ought to get in this business. We can go borrow money and buy Bitcoin and make money.
Or Ethereum, right?
Yeah, or Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum. I used to own Ethereum. Wow, I mean, that thing was a rocket ship. Then it kind of died out. But people were actually using Ethereum to buy things. But I think there's a whole other world out there right now. And like Jamie Dimon today about private equity, he criticized. I mean, I don't know. You know how there are these sites, the site that talks about what events are going to occur. I'd like to go. I'd like to be the bookie on when he does a lot of crypto. He'll go all in crypto. Maybe he does it on the conference call. But I think
that would be a true 180.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why you got to check the sites. You got to check these sites. Go Robinhood. But
well, it's been an exciting time, obviously, for what we do. I think. Just overall, the awareness about stablecoins, the role that they can play, major institutions really making it clear that this is going to be a key part of the way money moves in the world. And, as the leading regulated stablecoin network in the world, we're I think, in a really, we're in a great place to build on that. And this is a moment where it's been a long time since you've actually had an upgrade to the financial system, to the very nature of what electronic money is, and digital currency really represents that. And we're, as I like to say, still in the very early days of this. And so we think about, just like Treasury Secretary Bessent talks about, trillions of dollars of stablecoins in the coming years. Major investment banks and others, looking at trillions of dollars of stablecoins. We can imagine a world where stablecoin money is the primary way that transactions happen on the internet, and that's what we're going after.
I think that is the message from your stock performance, right? That something transformational is happening. But can you just explain what the major use cases are for your stablecoin, USDC?
Yeah, so we operate a stablecoin network, and it's important to understand there's the actual digital money, like the USDC asset or the Euro stablecoin asset, but it's a network, and that network consists of thousands of products and services that have integrated to our network that provide utility. Those are wallets available to users, households, businesses in almost every country in the world. Those are financial services products that are built on blockchains that allow people to invest, to save, to lend, to borrow, and then an enormous amount of growth that we've been seeing in international transactions. I like to say, like, when's the last time you sent a cross-border email? Doesn't really register. Like, what are you even talking about? And we've talked about cross-border payments and the challenges. I think stablecoin money is for the first time creating a way for people to transact the same way that they message with WhatsApp, the same way that they use the internet for everything else, directly with people, instantly, at virtually no cost. And so we're seeing these kinds of international transactions for businesses, for households, and then even within countries where people are finding they want to store their money in digital dollars rather than their local currencies, and they want to transact with the freedom of transactions that you get from just having software on a mobile device on a phone. And so we're seeing the unlocks in terms of use cases growing, and now we're seeing that start to move into more traditional areas. So major payments companies like Stripe, or e-commerce companies like Shopify, or capital markets companies like Intercontinental Exchange, large players in payments and capital markets are starting to implement stablecoins as a way to move money, settle transactions, support commerce, and other things. And so it's finding utility in a lot of different areas.
I am a firm believer that it's going much, much higher from here. Think about corporate adoption. Corporate adoption is probably only about 2%. Central banks, only about 3%. Those are both going higher, much higher. Retail investors going much higher. So look at it through, I'll leave off with this. Look at it through the market cap of Bitcoin. That's around 2 trillion, let's say. Look at the market cap of gold. That's around 20 trillion. Maybe it doesn't have to be gold. But if it closes the gap to 50%, you're looking at $500,000 per Bitcoin. And I do think that in iShot, you're looking at 250, 350,000 pretty easily for crypto. There's a couple of things, a couple of hurdles, but I think those days of it losing 80% of its value and then rallying up are long gone. There's too many people that are looking for the asset.
Vanguard's unintended exposure to Bitcoin. The firm has long held firm that Bitcoin has no inherent economic value, is an immature asset class, and is not appropriate for long-term investors. Yet, Vanguard is now the single biggest shareholder of Strategy, as you can see here. Michael Saylor's software firm that's become a proxy for Bitcoin. Vanguard owns 20 million shares. And the reason? Index investing. Vanguard mutual funds and ETFs that passively track indexes have no choice but to end up holding shares of Strategy, even though the firm dislikes Bitcoin.
The Stablecoin Genius Act and stablecoin legislation here in the United States is really going to secure the U.S. dollar as the primary backing for these coins. So it's critically important that we maintain that dominance. It's been the currency of choice. We want to continue to see these as dollar-backed stablecoins. And so we're going to look at what works here in the United States and make sure that we are the global leader here in stablecoin issuance and remittance.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have China and the U.S. battling for the fourth industrial revolution, the AI battle. Now we have Jim Cramer says Jamie Dimon will go all in on crypto. And we know that is a fact. We know this digital economy is definitely the future. Now remember, crypto means hidden messages, hidden meaning. These cryptos are for the machines. And we have Jeremy O'Leary saying there's going to be an upgrade to this financial system. And we know with these stable coins, it's going to free up trillions of dollars of liquidity because nothing is moving off this blockchain. Really, nothing is moving. Once everything goes digital, it's not real. We can look at music, we can look at books, and we see how they move to the digital format. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with the globe. And anytime Bitcoin and crypto is pumping, we know we get all the predictions. But we know we watch the Fed because we know corporations are buying up Bitcoin. These Bitcoin ETFs are being bought like crazy. But on the flip side, they're going to be selling at the end of the month. We've seen this movie before. So next week, I definitely see a pullback. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, we have bank earnings this week. But we also see yield rates just keep creeping up. If these yield rates are not controlled, we know markets are definitely going to pull back. And we have Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street. We know they own everything. And Vanguard owns MicroStrategy shares. And this is nothing new to us. We know the banks are the biggest what? I'll let you finish that. And these stablecoin issuers are going to flood the market with these digital dollars. And as soon as there's a run on these stablecoin issuers, we know all the power is going to land in the central bank's hands. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we have Meta with multi-gigawatt data centers. And we hear the same message coming out of big tech. And that's because the robots, algorithms, and drones are about to take over this economy, and the sheep have no clue. Now we have Trump giving weapons to the drums of beating. That's right. And then he calls it business. And all we need is that crisis to bring in all this technology, and we clearly see it building up. Russia, Iran, China. It's clearly building up. And that big crisis, that big distraction will keep the people looking one way while the NWO builds. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Trump says he's not happy with Russia and says he may give 100% tariff. And we know these tariffs are not going to hurt the BRICS nations. They are already getting off the Western system. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have the educational system and big tech team up. And guys, we know when they're teaming up, we know we in trouble. And like I've been telling you time and time again, it's so important for you to educate your own children, because these teachers are really about to be replaced. Yes, she says she's not worried about them being replaced, but they're definitely going to be replaced. It's nothing but software. We've seen it at jobs with the trainers. Used to have 50 million trainers at jobs. Now you may have one. And with these robots, each kid can have their own robot and learn faster and get more attention. Your own personal tutor. And it's going to happen because we know the teachers are asleep because they're indoctrinated in the system, the same system that's going to get rid of them. Yes, guys, you can't make this stuff up. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Zuckerberg saying that they're building several multi-gigawatt clusters, calling the first one Prometheus, and it's coming online in 2026, saying it will be capable of 1 gigawatt of energy. He says they're also building Hyperion, which will be able to scale up to 5 gigawatts over several years. He says multiple more Titan clusters as well. Let me put this amount of compute into context, guys. We are talking about energy capacity on par with what some countries consume, rivaling the kind of compute that hyperscalers like Microsoft and Amazon are chasing. That 5 gigawatt target within a few years, he says. Now, that is the same scale that OpenAI and Oracle are aiming for with Project Stargate. And that's a $100 billion initiative to dominate the next era of frontier AI models. So, guys, this isn't just Meta catching up. It's Meta saying we will match your ambition watt for watt as Zuckerberg continues to go all in on AI talent and spending.
So, in a nutshell, we're going to make top-of-the-line weapons, and they'll be sent to NATO. NATO may choose to have certain of them sent to other countries where we can get a little additional speed, where the country will release something and it'll be mostly in the form of a replacement. This is a very big deal we've made. This is billions of dollars worth of military equipment is going to be purchased from the United States, going to NATO, etc. And that's going to be quickly distributed to the battlefield. Ukraine will take it up. And, say what you want about Ukraine. When the war started, they had no chance. And they still would have had no chance if the equipment, they had the best equipment, because we do make the best planes.
But the European Union is paying for it. We're not paying anything for it. But we will send it. It'll be business for us. And we will send them Patriots, which they desperately need.
With Russia. But we'll discuss that maybe a different day. But we're very, very unhappy with them, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means. But today we're going to talk about something else, and as you know.
Welcome back to Squawk. Microsoft, OpenAI, and Anthropic, they're all teaming up with the American Federation of Teachers to offer free AI training to AFT members. The $23 million initiative is going to focus on AI tools for K-12 educators. Joining us right now is Randy Weingarten, president of the American Federation of Teachers. Good morning to you. AI, of course.
Good morning.
All sorts of controversy about how teachers should use it, how students should use it. Tell us about at least how this program is going to be implemented.
Right. So thank you for having me on. And, I'm a big skeptic, and I think you need to be a big skeptic to engage in this work. The problem is that nobody in government is really helping teachers, or frankly, any other public employees, in trying to figure out how to use these tools, use them wisely, safely, and ethically, and at the same time, as you know, Andrew, the big bill almost had a provision that preempted states from having any regulation whatsoever about tools or about AI. So over the course of the last couple of years, we have taken it in our own hands. We've worked with Microsoft and OpenAI. Anthropic is a new partner. And we've said, let's figure out how to have a voice in all of this. And the teachers and paraprofessionals really want it. There's questions, there's concerns, the question of, is it the GPS system or is it a driverless car? But we thought it was really important to actually offer training in a real way to